Let us begin with one and only part of today's lecture, which is dimensions. Dimensions. So by defining it as, so dimensions are the powers, they are the powers to which fundamental physical quantities. So fundamental physical quantities, if you're coming across this term for the first time, make sure you watch the lecture one. Okay, so I've discussed about this in the lecture one. Dimensions are the powers to which fundamental physical quantities are raised to express, are raised, okay, I'll put a comma here, to express the given PQ or the given physical quantity. So let's try to decode it now. We can actually decode it by looking at it in the reverse direction. So let's go in this way. So here we find a clue, given PQ. So one physical quantity will be given. What do we have to do? So come here, express. So we have to express in terms of what? In terms of fundamental physical quantities. We already know this, right? We were expressing derived quantities in terms of fundamental physical quantities, if you remember. So there will be a physical quantity which you have to express in the form of fundamental physical quantities, and then the last step is to look for the powers. This is the most important word here. So you look for the powers and decide which fundamental quantity, like you'll have an equation for it. So you decide if there is mass in that equation, what is the power the mass is raised to. Okay, I'll give you an example, it will make it more clear. Let's take density, most simplest example I'll take. Density, you'll know this as mass by volume. Mass by volume. Okay, so mass by volume. Okay, so mass, there are actually two ways to do it. I'll do it in the first way now. I'll also tell you the second way. Okay, so mass by volume. Mass is fundamental, we know it. So let's keep it as mass only because we want to express it in the form of fundamental PQs first. So mass we have, and volume. Volume does not seem to be fundamental, but what is volume if you see? Volume is length cube, if I'm not wrong, right? Length cube, or for a cube, for a cuboid you can say length into breadth into height, but these are value specific. Okay, breadth and height are just values, right? This won't make any difference. You're multiplying length only, these are like distances only, but you're multiplying thrice, so length raised to 3. We are not worried about the values. Okay, you want to look it in a different way. Now wait, before that let me make it more simpler. So mass raised to 1, if there is nothing shown here, it means raised to 1, because we want to see the powers. Mass, okay, mass is raised to 1, and length, we'll get this on top. So all you have to do is change the sign. We got it on top, change the sign. Now the second way which I was speaking about is look for the units. Look for the units. So you have density, you have expressed it in this form, mass by volume. Now look for the SI units of this. So mass, you can say it's measured in kgs. Kgs, okay. What is a volume measured in? Meter cube, right? It is more simpler. It's simpler for simple quantities like this, but when you have complex quantities, I prefer you use this method. Okay, so okay, let's come to this now. So kg is mass, this is the SI. Now you have to reverse thing. This is the SI unit of mass, so it's mass, it's raised to 1, nothing is there, means it's raised to 1. And meter cube is for length. Meter is for length, CHT. It's raised to 3, so 3. So it also means the same thing, right? We got here. Okay, so whenever I'll remove this, you got the analogy, right? Or the idea. Okay, so whenever I ask you for dimensions of a physical quantity, you must tell me the powers. You are not supposed to say it this way. It's a common misconception. I'll come to it anyways. So you are supposed to tell me these values. How to read this? Okay, the you'll say it in this manner. The dimensions of density are 1 in mass and minus 3 in length. I repeat, the dimensions of density are 1 in mass and minus 3 in length. Okay, that's the way to read it, sorry. Now if you see the statement that we use is a very annoying way to state that, like the dimensions of density are 1 in mass and minus 3 in length. So such a big statement, right? We can condense it now using notations. So let's study what notations are. So next topic is notations. Notations, okay. We'll list the 7 fundamental quantities before it. Now I hope you remember it, and let's go. What was the first one? Mass. Okay, it has a note. Okay, I'll come to that later. I'll list the 7 down first. Mass. Let's go for the second one. Length. Okay, then go for time. Okay, length, mass, time. Electric current. Then we can think of temperature, also amount of substance, and finally we can think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 luminous intensity. So these are the 7 fundamental quantities which I mentioned in lecture 1. So each of these are given a certain notation to make this use statement which I just spoke of a bit easy. So mass, we write it as wherever there is mass, you replace it with this. Now it is understood that if it was mass to the power 2, you have to add 2 over here, like mass to the power 2. So m within the braces, this braces shows that it is a dimension. So let's come to length now. Okay, this is L. We borrow it from here. For mass, we had borrowed it from here. Time, okay, you can borrow it from there as well. Electric current, you can think you can borrow E from here. No, no, no. So they use either A, which signifies the unit. If you remember ampere, yes, or you can either use an I, which we generally use like for the formulas. Q is equal to IT, where I is your current, so we can also use an generally I prefer A, using an A. Many reference books suggest I. You can choose anything, okay, your choice, but you remember both, because if you're given 4 options, don't get confused with this, okay. Make sure you remember both at the back of your mind. So okay, so temperature, coming back, it's Kelvin. K, so we borrowed that capital K from there, or you can also say it as theta, a Greek letter. Now amount of substance is, we denote is this way. Now let's come for the last one. This is luminous intensity. It will never appear in your questions. I have hardly seen any, never seen any rather. So it has a symbol CD, but it's my duty to tell you this. Or C, you can use anything, CD or C. So I want you to remember all these notations. We'll be using them every now and then. This lecture is entirely having piles of examples, so it won't be having a lot of content. It's only examples after this, okay. We'll be learning a lot of things through examples. Make sure you note it down now. I hope you have noted the table down. Now, how to write this in the form of notation? So we know that we can replace mass by m, that in braces, since it's a dimension. You have to also state this way, then say t, because you take dimensions on both the side. So raised to 1, this raised to 1, and then length, which is L, raised to minus 3. So you can take this together, and m L raised to minus 3. So this is the dimensional formula of, call it dimensional formula of density, surely. So this is dimensional formula, and dimensions is something very different. There is a common misconception, like if you ask your classmates, rather you can ask, so ask them the dimension of density, and many of them will directly answer m L to the power minus 3. But this is wrong, right? We learned that dimensions are the powers to which fundamental quantities are raised in order to express that. So this is not, this is dimensional formula. Dimensions is separate, dimensional formula is separate. So the next time somebody asks you a question like to tell the dimensions of a particular physical quantity like density, don't just blind yourself and say ml raised to minus 3. Ask the person in what. You have to ask the question in what, right? So you asked me for dimensions, so what do you want the dimensions? Do you want it in mass, which is 1? You want it in length, which is minus 3, or do you want it in time or others, which are 0? If nothing is there, it means a 0. We'll be mostly using M, L and T only. So even if some reference book use this constantly, so here they will also write this as M L raised to minus 3 and T raised to 0. They maintain this practice everywhere, so whatever your choice, you can write it this way, or you can also write the all 7 raised to 0. Okay, your choice completely. So I hope you got this point, the difference between dimensional formula and dimensions very clearly. I want you to throw this misconception away. Okay, so let's now directly jump to lots and lots of examples. Please keep the notations in front of you, and with examples we'll directly be able to remember those. So let's take the first example, velocity. Yes, very simple, very easy. Displacement by time. So yeah, I'm stating the formula, displacement by time. So displacement is shortest distance between 2 points, or other distance. Okay, so let me write the formula first, displacement by time. So we say it's displacement by time. Okay, displacement is shortest distance between two lengths, so it means it is length, right? Distance between 2 points, length. Okay, time is fundamental, so L by T. What can we write this as? L T raised to minus 1. So okay, I will write a sign V for it. So the dimensions of velocity are 1 in length and minus 1 in t. And the dimensional formula is this. Okay. So let's go for acceleration. Let's not stop. Let's go on and on. So it is velocity by time. So velocity we just found out, it's L by L t raised to minus 1. Okay. So and here you also have a t. So get this t up. Okay, L t raised to minus 1, this bracket, this braces means its dimensions. So t raised to minus 1, this t you got up, so it was raised to 1, change the sign, t raised to minus 1. So now get this t in. You would have learned this basics in exponents and powers, that whenever you have the same base and you multiply those quantities, powers are added. So -1 plus -1, so which is -1 only. So I mean this -1 plus -1, this is -1 only, and this -1. Okay, so this is -2, -1, -1, -2. So dimensions of acceleration are Lt raised to -2. Sorry, dimensions are 1 in length and -2 in time. And dimensional formula is this thing, Lt raised to -2. Okay, let's go for more. Let's do force. I'm taking the linked quantities, so it becomes easy. You'll know it as mass into acceleration. So let's keep doing it. You took dimensions on both sides. Mass, fundamental, wow. So you just replace it with a capital M. Acceleration, oh wow, we have it. Lt raised to -2. Just put the braces for the entire thing. Mlt raised to -2. So this is the dimensional formula of force. Asking about dimensions, in mass it's 1, in length is 1, in time it's -2. So let's do more and more. Let's keep doing it until we master it. We'll keep doing it. So force done. Let's go for next. I would have gone for work, but there is a very good concept there, so I just to go to energy. Let's go to energy and we'll go for potential energy. It's easy to mgh. Okay. So we want to find the dimensions over here. Taking dimensions, this is mass, m is mass. For now you assume that the formulas are falling from heaven, because you won't know much of the formulas. So for now you assume that the formulas are already given to you, but for exam they won't be given. Once you learn more and more chapters, keep this practice that you come again to units and dimensions and measure and practice this. Okay, so every time you learn a new chapter, you write those formulas on a formula sheet and come back to this chapter and play dimensional formulas over here. Okay, so for now the formulas are falling from heaven. If you are not taught a certain chapter, then in exam you will be given the formula. If you're taught a certain chapter and then the formula won't be given, you are supposed to know it. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify. So this is mass, m, g is acceleration due to gravity. This will be also given, that u is potential energy. They also provide the data, this potential energy, and m is mass. They'll also state this. G is acceleration due to gravity, just not to confuse, due to gravity, whatever, gravity. And h is height. Okay, so acceleration due to gravity, we already know for acceleration. I hope you can remember that. Okay, acceleration, what's the unit of acceleration? Let's do it the other way. Meters per second square. Yes, okay, so you can write it this way. Yes, what is meters? Length, right? And what is second? Time, t raised to -2. Okay, same thing, right? We'll draw a line here. So height is also a distance. Length, okay, let's replace it by L. So m L2 t raised to -2. So this is the dimensional formula of potential energy, or energy for that for that purpose. Okay, potential energy. What can we think more of? Let's go for momentum. Lots and lots of examples. No theory left. We'll learn certain things with examples though. M into V. So P is momentum. I'll give this so that you are not listless. So M is mass, of course. You might know this from your 9th standard classes onwards, and v is velocity. Okay, so let's come to this. P is, let's take dimensions, m. So m is mass, so capital M. Velocity, if you already know, it was lt raised to minus 1. No issues if you forget. What is the unit of velocity? Unit of velocity, meters per second. Yes, so easy. So you can also write this at this way. So m is meters, you can replace it by L. S is seconds, which is time, raised to minus 1. The same thing you get. So the dimensional formula for momentum is this. What can we practice more now? Look for examples in my book. Momentum and impulse. Okay, impulse, force, frequency. We practice this 3. Impulse, let's go to impulse. Impulse will have same as momentum, I guess. Impulse is change in momentum. Yes, it will have same as momentum. Let's see. So force, if you remember, it was mlt raised to minus 2. Mass into this is acceleration. Okay, I'll do it for you. If you don't remember, no issues. I won't repeat it next time. Okay, so mass into acceleration L t raised to minus 2. This is acceleration, if you remember, has the unit meters per second square, so you can always bring it up minus 2. And this is meters, so replace it by L. This is second, so replace it by time, minus 2 remains the same. Delta t means difference in time, t2 minus t1. So it will, two differences in time always gives you a time. So of course, okay, so do it. What do you get? ml t raised to minus 1. Same? Yes. This you'll come to why it's same. The answer is in chapter 5. Okay, we come to it. Impulse. Then what did I speak of next? Frequency. Let's go for frequency. For now, the formulas are falling from heaven. So impulse done. Frequency, I said, no? Frequency. Or you denote it by small f. They have also given you the things. F is frequency, and formula is also provided, and they have provided t is time. It is very simple. 1 by t. What's the big deal in this? Okay, sorry. Okay, so what's the big deal in this? So frequency is t raised to minus 1, and like I always said, can be written this way also, m0 l0 t raised to minus 1. Okay, this 3, if we want to give importance, you can surely give. Frequency. What's next? Frequency. Pressure. Okay, you can go for pressure. So P is pressure, F is force, A is area. Okay, so the formula is this way. No issues if you don't know. Now taking dimensions on both the side. Okay, for force we already know, mlt raised to minus 2. So far so good. Okay, mass into acceleration. Now A is also there by, or we'll write it down. Okay, what is the unit of area? How do you measure area? Some value in m square, right? Meter square. So that is, meter is SI unit of length. So length square. We'll draw this proper. Okay, so what is this? m, okay, I'll do it slow for you, t raised to minus 2. I take this on top, L, this is minus 2, and now you add this L and this L both have the same base by exponents and powers. You have to add this is 1 plus minus 2, this is this way, 1 plus minus 2, so this is minus 1, so minus 1 t raised to minus 2. Dimensional formula of pressure is here. Okay, I think for we are done with the mechanics part, mechanical formulas. You can surely try more by yourself. Let us now speak about the two supplementary physical quantities which we learned in the previous lecture, lecture 1. So they were angle and solid angle. Okay. I also mentioned the formulas in lecture 1. This was length of arc. I'll say okay, I have to write it. So length of arc divided by the radius. I showed you this visual, my beautiful painting. So this is the length of the arc, L, I'll say. So this is that L, and this radius is this. Okay. Also for solid angle, I showed you the beautiful painting of ice cream. So this is that area. Okay, I'll write the formula first. Area by radius square, or this length radius, so radius square. You imagine it as a cutout from sphere. It's ice cream cone, right? So this area by radius square. So let us discover something about them now. Why are they special? The answer to the answer which I asked in the comment section for the first video. We'll get it here. So okay, length of the arc. So length, right? So L, we are getting the dimensions. Okay, angle will denote it as theta. So dimensions of theta. Let me remove my beautiful painting, Mona Lisa. Sorry. Okay. Then radius L. Oh, L cancels, right? L goes. So this is, if I had to follow some reference book, it was like this: m0 l0 t raised to 0. Okay, so this something, if you any physical quantity, if you get it in this way, wherein all other physical or fundamental physical quantities are raised to the power 0, so the dimensions are 0, so we call such a quantity dimensionless. Okay, let's say it for solid angle. What was area? Area, if you remember, is measured in meter square, I said. So area is length square, I'll say, right? Meter square. So L, length. Radius is r, so it's also a distance, length. So here you can also replace it by L, and of course it's a square there, so L square. Oh ho ho, dimensionless. M0 L0 t raised to 0. What do we conclude? It is dimensionless. Dimensionless. It has no dimensions. 0 in all fundamental physical quantities. Okay, so this is the reason why they are grouped separately, because they are dimensionless, but they are not unitless. Not unitless. Both of them unitless. Okay, so solid angle, if you remember, had a unit, steradian, and this had a unit, radian, right? So all of both of them are dimensionless. They have 0 0 0 in powers, 0 0 0 in power, so they are dimensionless, but they are not unitless. Here also it's the same thing, not unitless. And guess what? These are the only two quantities which are in such way, which are dimensionless but not unitless. Okay, I'll give you more examples of dimensionless or quantities, but they end up being unitless. Okay, okay, I'll give you those examples now. First example I can speak is of refractive index. It is shown by the letter mu. So you can, I'll write it as refractive index first here. Refractive index. You would have studied probably about this in your 10th or 9th standard. So you might have known the formula C by V. So speed of light in vacuum by speed of light in a medium. Okay, so both of these are speed. So even if you want to say see it through dimensions, you can either say it's meters per second and meters per second, both cancel, so it is dimensionless. Okay, we'll see it through dimensions, right? Meters per second. So okay, this also cancels. So what do we have? M0, L0, T0, dimensionless. Oh, but this, if you remember, mu, they would give you a particular number for water, like it was 1.33, 1.5. They never give you a unit after this. So it is unitless as well. So dimensionless plus unitless. It does not have a unit. But those were special, right? Supplementary ones. They were dimensionless, but they had a unit. Angle had radian. Um, Solid angle had steradian. Okay, so one more I'll mention here. Only I'll mention, just create space for it. What did I wanted to mention? Strain. Okay, strain is given by delta L by L. So, or anything, you can say it as delta A by A or delta V by V. We'll prove it for all three. Means change in length by length, change in area by area, change in volume by volume. Obvious, it will be a dimensionless as change in length. Change in length. When you add or subtract two lengths, you'll probably get an answer in length, right? 1 kilometer plus 2 kilometer, 3 kilometers. That is also a length. So add or subtract to area, you'll get length, you'll get n length. So this is a dimension of length. We'll give some letter for this, we'll call it C. Okay, and this is also length, right? So this cancels, dimensionless. Here also you can see change in area, meter square, so length square. Here also area, length square, cancels, dimensionless. Volume, if you want to see meter cube, change in volume will have the same thing, L cube by L cube, again dimensionless. And these two quantities are dimensionless as well as unitless. Only angle and solid angle are dimensionless, but they have a unit. Okay, so this is also dimensionless and unitless. It has no dimensions, 0 0 0 in powers, and it is unitless as well. Okay, note this down. So golden statement 1 for the day. So it's based on the previous result that we got. So the statement goes this way: both angle and solid angle are PQs, physical quantities, which which are dimensionless but not unitless. Okay, This is your golden statement. For boards, you might have it directly in your exams, like they might ask you to name a quantity which is dimensionless but not unitless. So there you go, you have angle and solid angle. So this is the golden statement that I want you to note down. This is the first result that we learned through an example. Please note it down. So okay, I'll remove it now. So we tried a lot of examples in linear motion, and so now let's go to rotation. You learn rotation also this year. So one of the um, formulas of rotation is I equals mr square. What is this I, what is this m, and what is this r? So I is moment of inertia. No worries if you don't. We have the formulas falling from heaven, so no issues. Moment of inertia. Okay, good. I don't know what it is. I don't care. M is mass. Wow, I know it. R is radius, or maybe length, they mean. Okay, so they have asked us the dimensions of I, or moment of inertia. Wow, it's good. So mass, replace it by M in braces, which means dimension. R is radius. Radius means length. Yes. So L, and that is square. So this thing M L square. Okay, you'll learn about this in rotation. Let's go to more quantities, rotational quantities. Let's choose torque now. There is something that torque will teach you. This is also a Greek letter, tau we call it, tau g, sorry, Hindi joke, tau. Okay, we say it as r cross f, or rf sine theta. Oh, sine theta. What is the dimension? Mm-hmm. What to do? What to do? Okay, I'll just define what I have used here. Tau is our, it's tau, not tau. So tau is our torque. Tau. R is our radius. Length. F is force. Wow, I know it. Sine theta is sine theta. What is sine theta? You know sine theta, right? You are a math student, obviously you know it. Okay, so let's find the dimensions. Torque, okay. R, okay. Radius, who cares? F, okay. Sine theta, a problem. Okay, so you know about this. Let's solve it for this. Radius is L. You can also write it this way, okay? No issues. Like you mean dimensions of the quantities which are in it. So like for torque, we put it in braces, so it means dimension of this quantity. Because I didn't use this in previous examples, so I feel like mentioning it. Force, you can remember it directly. By now, you might have mastered the topic. Mass into acceleration. Okay, sine theta. So here comes the golden statement 2 for the day. So it says all the trigonometric functions. Can you guess? Can you guess? Okay, let me complete. All the trigonometric functions are, guesses, dimensionless. Oh ho ho, dimensionless. So it means all of your trigonometric functions, sine theta, cos theta, I'm taking the dimensions of all those, tan theta, and even their reciprocals, I won't write that, cosec theta, sec theta, cot theta. So all of them have a dimension which is a dimensionless, so it means this, right? Let's replace that. What, it won't make any difference, but still for your peace of mind. Okay, even when you add this to have the same base, mm, so 0 plus 1 1, so it doesn't make a difference. when you multiply a dimensional quantity, it does not make dimensionless quantity, it does not make any difference in the dimension. So okay, so we have to just see this, that is just a distraction. ml square t raised to minus 2. Oh, so we learned the golden statement 2 for the day. Note it down, put this in, highlight this, remember it, write it on wall, do whatever you want to do with this statement, but remember it. Okay, so what more I can speak on? So I will give you more example on this. Okay, I won't remove the golden statement now. I have one more example in mind. By Tau. Let's go for work. I didn't take it properly, so it was earlier FD cos theta. It is defined this way. Oh, now I know the reason why I didn't take it. Now you know the reason. Okay, so take dimensions on both the side if you want to write it for each single statement or each single term. Okay, force, we already have known it as mlt raised to minus 2. As you do more and more practice, some of the formulas will dimensional formulas will get fit into your mind. So if you're doing it slowly, I don't mind, because it's your first time. Droppers, do it quick, okay? Don't sleep over there. ml2 t raised to minus 2. I took this n in L in 1 plus 1, 2. Okay? Wait a moment. It was just before we had torque. So torque also had the same thing, if you had to remember. Okay, let's do it. Okay. R cross F sin theta or RF sin theta, whatever. So R is length, I'll do it quick. L t raised to minus 2. So this goes in ml2 t raised to minus 2. Oh, same thing. Our work and talk are related. Do let me know in the comment section, and if they are related or not, and you'll receive a heart from me if you give me the correct answer. Note the golden statement, please. Okay, I'll move aside. If you want to pause and note, please make sure that you pause and note the golden statement. Let's continue with rotation since we started with it. So let's go for angular momentum. So L equals mvr sine theta. You might also know it as r cross p, which is rp sine theta, whatever. So we'll do it this way. L is, so dimensions. This is okay. I'll state what is what. M is mass. V is velocity. Oh, velocity. And R is perpendicular distance rather. Okay, I'll say distance from axis, perpendicular distance from axis, whatever distance. Okay, m, so you have m mass, velocity meters per second, length t raised to minus 1. Did you get it? I won't do it now. So okay, I'll do it. This is the unit of velocity. So yes, m for L and S raised to minus 1 for t raised to minus 1, replacing. Okay, so also sin theta won't have any dimensions, golden result 2. So let's come back. M L2 t raised to minus 1. This is the dimensional formula of angular momentum. Okay, let's go for, why did I remove it? Omega, which is, this is also a Greek letter. We'll say it is angular velocity. Okay, let's write it down. Omega is angular velocity. So it is actually defined as change in angle by change in time. So we already know how to deal with changes. Changes has the same dimension as that of that, or as that of the quantity. Change in angle means angle. Dimensions of both are same. Time, change in time, it will have the dimensions of time. Okay, what were the dimensions of angle? Golden statement 1, dimensionless. Yes. Okay, this is dimensionless. M0, L0, T raised to 0. This is time, so this is T. Okay, so this gives us a simple result, or you can write it in the special way as well if you want to increase your job. So the dimensional formula of omega, which is angular speed, is T raised to minus 1. So with this, let's end with angular as well. Let's move to some constants. Okay, we'll choose some. Only two are there. Yeah, I choose one constant, which is the all-time favorite of. It will be all-time favorite of your teachers. Like everybody likes it, so they will always give this as a class illustration to you. So F is equal to. Okay, tell me what is this? Gravitational force. Okay, so F is force, M is mass, small m is also mass, but of the smaller object. Okay, and R is distance, we'll say, between the two objects, whatever. So we are concerned about the formula. Okay, they asked us for G, the dimensions of G. Okay, what is this G? Constant of gravitation. You might already know it. Constant of gravitation, it's a constant. Very good if you know the value. Okay, so we want the dimensions of G. One good thing we can do is to just swap. So get G, and this goes there. So F and this R square. This both M's get down, M and M. Okay, so replace this force by its dimensional formula, which is mlt raised to minus 2. I hope now by now it would be obvious to you this thing. And this is r is distance, so length, m is mass, even the small m is mass, so we can write it this way, so m square, and you take it on top, it will get minus 2 and this plus 1. Okay, I'll do it. M1 L cube T raised to minus 2, and here we got that M up with the, this became M square and we got it up, so minus sign. Now let's do this, bring it in, so this gives you, this was plus 1, so we added minus 2, so it gives us minus 1. This is the dimensional formula of constant of gravitation, the favorite of your teachers. Okay, now let's do the favorite of NTA, the question which is asked in JEEs, which was very previously asked in JEEs, and it also repeated for some years, 1 or 2, not more. So it became a famous question, which was F is equal to minus eta. This is also a Greek letter. I told you, you'll learn Greek by the end you finish your 11th standard. Okay, I don't want to confuse you, so we'll write delta, so change in dv by dx. Okay, so what are these symbols holding for? So let us discuss them one by one. What are we supposed to find? It's a JEE question, mind you. So F is for force, eta Eta. Greek letter is for coefficient. I hope you know the spelling. I don't. Coefficient of viscosity. Nice name. A, area. Delta V, change in velocity. Who cares? We just want velocity. Delta X, um, change in length, actually, gradient. Like this, if you had to know the formula from its origin, like it is about the resistive force between two laminas of water, like any liquid for that purpose, ideal liquid. So you have the liquid flowing, so between these two layers, what is the force? So dx is this distance, actually, and that is what I want you to get from here. Okay, leave it. We have to find the dimensions of eta. Yeah, asked you for the dimensions of eta. Very world famous question. Even some of my juniors and my students have um, literally know this by heart. Like they know the dimensions of eta by heart. When it came in JEE, it was a very famous question. I don't know why. So okay, stop stories. Eta. So a dv or delta v, it won't make difference, so we'll replace it by v. Its change is same. I told you that you can also make as a golden statement. Change is same as that of the dimensions of change of a certain physical quantity is same as the dimensions of the physical quantity. I won't repeat that. Repeat the video and see. Sorry. So we want to find eta, push everything over here, or rather let's write eta this way. Omit this minus sign. Minus sign won't make difference. Suppose it was not given only. Won't make difference. We'll come to this. It's even interesting concept. So x is this distance, so L. F is m L t raised to minus 2. This x you brought here. Area will come down, so area L square, meter square, if you remember. Yes, and this v will also come this way down. V was velocity. Yes, change in velocity. So yes, let's compute. Oh, this L and this L you can cancel. Yeah, done, I guess. This t raised to minus 1 you can cancel. Here also you'll get t raised to minus 1. If you're confusing, it's okay, I'll do it for you. M, this 2 goes on weight. I'll do it for you. Here you take L, here you take this. You took it up. You also took this up. Where should I go now? Okay, I'm doing it here. Pay attention. Yes. Now L, you just get it here. So M, L, minus 1, minus 2. Here it's plus 1. So minus 1. You add those numbers. And T, you have minus 2 and plus 1, which is also a minus 1. If you want to go ahead and by heart this, you can surely, because many of them by heart it as a result. I don't know why it is so famous among others. So okay, so it's a JEE question, mind you. Okay, that's the video. Let's do some formulas of electrical physics. So electrical, okay. So let's consider charge first. Charge. So what is charge? Charge is IT. IT. So I is current. So fundamental quantity, physical quantity, current, and T is time. Okay. So let's find. They have asked you for the dimensions of charge. we call it q. Okay, q, dimensions of q, so dimensions of I into dimensions of t. So both of these are fundamental if you see. So I write it as a. You can use I as well, the symbol itself, since some reference book use it that way. So at. Okay, charge is done. Next, let's go for voltage or yeah, voltage. Okay, so let us first discuss about electric intensity or electric field before we jump to voltage or resistance, because we'll link this with that. Okay, so E is given by F by Q. So for now the formulas are falling from heaven. So F is force, Q is charge, M L T raised to minus 2 force, and this is charge. This is by charge, so each of them gets on top with a minus sign. So this is E. Okay, that is E. Now let's go for voltage. Now it will be easy. You have, so for voltage you can get it this way only, in this form, because we discuss of electric field, so we can go it we can approach in that way only. So delta V by delta R will give you electric field at a point. So you forget about this, don't take tension, formula is given to you. So delta V, so change in voltage, so that will be voltage only, so we can find the dimensions from here. This dr is for now distance you take. So E is this whole thing, M L T raised to minus 2 A raised to minus 1 T raised to minus 1, and there you go. This distance also comes over here, so you get M L2 T raised to minus 2 A raised to minus 1 T raised to minus 1, such a big form. Okay, so this is for voltage. Let's go for resistance now. Now it will be easier for resistance. V is equal to I R. Okay, delta V rather, change. Anyways, change is same as that. Dimension of change is same as that of dimension of the physical quantity. Okay, so we have for voltage, they have asked you for R. So V by I we can do. I is current, which is fundamental, and we can find R in this way. So R is given by, write this whole thing down. So these are something which you really need to study, because this has to be approached in a particular way. You go for electric field, then you come to voltage, and then resistance, right? Don't by heart any of the formulas. Any of the formulas which you have studied so far, you can always derive them. I give you a choice rather at coefficient of viscosity. Anyways, so R you want, so V you copy pasted, and I is A again, so A. So what we did is we got this A on top, minus 1, so add it here, directly I'll do minus 2. Okay, so this is the dimensional formula for R. So with this we finish with electrical as well. You can go on and practice any of the formulas which you want. Okay, just a golden rule 5. Before that, I want to give you a feel of that rule. So okay, we did so many we found dimensional formulas of so many quantities. Now you might be expert, so I asked you for the most toughest one. Okay, it is this. Really? Okay, you say it's pi r square. Okay, okay. Are you thinking it that way? Yes, pi r square. So what's difficult in this? What's difficult? You might have those of you who know that area area of a circle or whatever area will have the same dimensions. Those who of you have looked at units, m square, and directly computed it as L square, very good, claps for you. Pat yourself. Okay. So but those who got tricked by the idea, means those who got trapped by me, means they did it this way: area is equal to dimensions of pi and dimensions of r square. Oh, they are facing a problem here, right? So the tricky part is over here. So golden rule number 3, I guess, not 4. Okay, 3. What does it state? Pure numbers or constants are guesses dimensionless. So pi, if you know it, has a value for which we use for practical purpose is 3.14 in physics. You can also use 22 by 7. Okay, so this is the golden statement. I want you to write it down on your notes, on your wall, on in your head. Memorize it. Okay, pure numbers or constants are dimensionless. So this is a pure number or a constant, whatever. So this is dimensionless, it does not have any dimension, so you can directly compute. So in multiplication, m0 l0 t0, it won't make any difference, right? So r square is radius is length is l square. Same answer. Those who got this way also, claps to you, pat yourself. Okay. One more example of this only I'll give. Kinetic energy, half mv square. Okay, so kinetic energy, it will be same as energy only. Only thing, this half, you put it in dimensions, no use. It won't give you anything different. So this is mass and this is velocity, L t raised to minus 1 whole square L, right? Okay, this is dimensionless. It's a constant, so it is dimensionless. Half is 0.5 if you want to know. So it's a constant, dimensionless, ml2 t raised to minus 2. Go check your notes. This is the same thing which we got for work, energy, torque, and kinetic energy, potential energy, has the same dimensional formula. Okay, so with this, I guess, okay, just a single one more golden rule and then I'll wind up with the class. Just one more. So I didn't get any examples of this. I had though, but I didn't want it to bother you. So the rule is exponential function, rather I'll write exponential function like e to the power x and log x. This are dimensionless. So this is also one of the rules. Golden statements I want you to remember. So we had 4 golden statements throughout. One about the angle, second about the I can't remember now. One about the constant, one about this, and one more. What was it about? It was about trigonometry. Yes. So those golden statements, please remember, they are very applicable. So with this, I end today's lecture. Make sure, if you made it this far, make sure that you like the lecture and subscribe to my channel. Keep enjoying physics.